help welcome our honored, distinguished guest, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
Thank you very kindly. Because I have other engagements, I don't have a tradition of being brief all the time. You know, I'm a Baptist preacher, and we can talk a long time. But I'm going to really be brief today. I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
International. Straight up. Ejo de Pau. Entendez? Ready? Continue.
You will like it.
Chérie, prends mon boy. Chérie, prends mon boy. Ponte, moyen prends boy. Adiabaya. Le tobi à Wawa. Adiabaya. Oh, c'est tout. C'est des bleus pour un poignon. Adiabaya. Marisa, Wawa. Adiabaya. Wela mandobi Adiabaya. Tobi, c'est pas moyen. Oh, c'est tout. Dis-moi, le tobi à Wawa. Ah, tout en est. Espoir à Wawa. Fais-toi recevoir ces mots dans le haut. Comment y a-t-il radio? Non, ma place, ouais, ma wele. Espoir à son ensemble à son. Ne chérie, dis la léo. C'est bon, là, c'est ouais, ma haut. Fais-toi recevoir, ouais, la baille, ma haut. Adiabaya, mondé. Adiabaya, clé. Adiabaya. Diabolo, t'es voyant, Adiabaya, mondé. Oui, nous payons tes voyants, Adiabaya. Oui, nous payons tes voyants, Adiabaya, mondé. Son moji wato adudeo no pa obi apa wo acha wala to bata anya we mono sijanyo Santiago boy Malaysian plan boy e can no tan je plan boy Malaysian yon jaiwa petit vejo plan boy aho ati abaija wala je perosco say we ma o ti joba so go so we ma o na ma ma yo bia no pa obi apa wo fari ma lo yonti na ma nyo we on be ali no we ali no te we ji o tese mon vieux père Gérard Champion le président de Paris c'est Blonyen mon we a ati abaija we play man au président Kassi Jerry Bramon boy abaija so be boy Malaysia plan boy Kassi a toujours ma président wala nyoma ndoli mu en emanyo we se we ma wo Paola gba lo yonti nude Paola power so lo yonti ma one nude se we ji kino Paola ko se we ji o kono se we ma wo ajuyo ti juka we se me wo ma we wa ti jolo joka ti yo jolo plan boy a o ti mo chérie toi mon radio voyez blé madame maman blé yonda toto bi akwa mon petit Georgie
Oji amupleo. Oliver Babo no commando. By my G's.
Mix International.
Good evening, folks. Sam Cinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. We're here again. It's a Friday afternoon. We say thank God for another day. We thank Jesus for another day. Folks, it's going to be a packed show tonight. I'm asking you, those of you that are watching, please share this because this is a very interesting subject matter tonight. I put in time to prepare and I want people to hear. Please share this video tonight. It's a very interesting subject matter we're going to be discussing here. But what happened was I blew it in the first place. If you look at the title, it's not what it's supposed to be. But I don't have time to go back and redo it. You guys know who I am and you know what I'm capable of doing. So I'm not worried about it. But it was safety. Take care of your car. Your car will take care of you. It's Friday evening, Friday night. Please, if you have to be somewhere, give yourself at least 15, 20, 30 minutes ahead. Because just as you're planning and rushing, other folks out there doing the same. You don't know who's behind the other wheel. You have ability. You have a good driving ability. You have confidence in your own driving ability. But do you have confidence in the next person coming against you? If you're not rushing, you tend to pay attention to a lot of things. But if you're rushing, your focus becomes the end point. You don't look at things around you. And that's not good for driving. So please give yourself some time to get to where you're going. It's very important. I'd rather you come here and call me names and things like that than for us to hear something else. God forbid. Don't text and drive. Texting and driving, they don't mix. Just as drinking and driving will not be good for you either. These things, these accident stuff that people talk about, just a matter of seconds. Most of the time, the accident that's going to happen, most of the time, you don't even see it. Before you look, it's there. But if you prepare yourself, so in case you have enough time, you're not texting, you're paying attention to the road, You give yourself, your survivability level goes up. There's no question asked. With God behind you, everything's okay. So let us continue to pray for one another and hope that pray that God will continue to guide us and bless us. But in the meantime, I think it's somewhere in the Bible where they say lack of knowledge. Okay, you know where I'm going. But anyway, come on with me. Take care of your car. Your car will take care of you. It's going to be a rocky show tonight. It's going to be very bumpy. My opinions might not be accepted by a lot of people. That's okay, but I'm entitled to it, so I'll do my best. However, once I have these cameras that are lining up here looking at me, and I'm looking into the cameras, that means I'm looking in your eyes as well as my viewer. I'm not going to lie to you. I will try my best to give you what I believe to be truth. Now, you might take it differently. You might and you should disagree with me if it doesn't fit your type of thinking, and you have the right to do that. But all that I ask is let us don't be rude towards each other. Give me the opportunity to express myself. If you don't like it, you can reply. If you don't like it, you think I'm talking something that perhaps is bringing down your spirit, all you do is just a click away, bloop, and you're gone. And you won't even hear me. Then to come here and try to insult or say things that perhaps would not be good for your character. These things, these Facebook stuff we're doing, these things stay with you for years. You can go back and research and find out things you put on Facebook ever since you open your Facebook page. Pictures, things that you thought you have gotten rid of, they're there. So these things follow us. And nowadays, you go look for a job, most employers, especially private employers, they go and look at your Facebook page. So you have to be very careful things you write. Even if you're angry, you're an educated person. Even if you're angry, find the language that will be able to describe your emotion as it is right there and now without bringing you down. Because people are going to read these things later. Take your time. You're angry, you're frustrated. That's okay. Take your time and put it out there, because whatever you put out there must reflect who you are. You can't just get up and say, I'm replying. And so you say all kinds of stuff that is not your character. You put on somebody else's character because you think you're behind a keyboard and it's in your own room. Nobody can see you. That's fine. But those are things that you and your God know that you put out. I thought I'd take you on that route tonight. Let's go on. It's going to be a very rocky stuff tonight. I want to thank all of you that are watching. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's get it going, folks. As I stated, it's going to be rocky, and I'm warning you. I'm warning you because I'm not going to pull punches either. I'll be truthful. That's definitely I will be. I'm not going to pull punches, but at the same time, I will be respectful. Before we do that, let's follow our regular routine. Let's follow our regular routine. Samson to, oh my goodness. Okay. My goodness. Okay, let's follow. Let's follow our regular routine, as I said. But I didn't keep up on my end of the bargain. So it's just not a difficult thing. Okay, let's go ahead. That's Samson To and Dr. Weir, as usual. The President of the Republic of Liberia. Our President, Dr. Weir. So, another video that I want to play, I'd like to play the video where Dr. Weir was campaigning during the campaign, I believe, of 2017. 2017 already? Ooh, way back. So, but the point here, it remains the same. Remains the same. Nothing have changed. I believe that Dr. Weir, in fact, quite recently in his engagement with the protester, the organizer. He brought it up again. He wants to build roads. So here he is. Yes, Dr. Weir, during the campaign, walking in the footstep, as I call it, of his brothers and sisters up in the countryside. If it's raining, what are some of the things they go through? Yeah, summertime people can ride motorbike or bicycle, but if it's raining, can they move? So here's Dr. Weir himself investigating and trying to find out what exactly these people back in the countryside go through. The Monrovia said they gave them road. Is the road maintained? Is the road drivable when it's raining? These are things Dr. Weir was out there finding out. Let's watch.
And make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. Yeah, we hold it straight. I don't show the road, you must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
I'll go.
Man, I think finished. Salome said, don't done.
There you have it, folks. That's Dr. Weir during the campaign, walking in the mud in the countryside. And I'll continue to play this particular video, folks, just to remind us who we are and where were we. So there you have it, Dr. Weir. Okay, I have another video, but this one is about Ghana. And the reason that I keep playing this video, I know people get tired of it by now, but that's okay. The reason that I keep playing this video is to remind us as well, as Liberian, that the things are not that simple. However, places like Ghana, they're doing these things, they're moving up. Can we not do the same? Or is it just because we do not have the capabilities, we do not have the smartness, which I'm going to prove, I'm going to disprove that tonight. To say Liberian, in fact, I would say Liberian are smarter than most other West African country citizen. I will prove that to you again tonight. From the issue that I'm going to be discussing, the Liberians that are involved, how much, in as much critical things are, still they're able to present to the international community their ability to achieve, their ability to solve problems. So let's you say, but what are you talking about, Mr. Toe? I will tell you. Just follow me. By the way, let me show you. Let me show you. And the reason I'm showing this here because it's something that is dear to me. These are just common traffic solution, traffic congestion solution. Put cameras up so at least the traffic here in the United States, especially in the state of California, here in Sacramento, they have these things. They have cameras all over the street. Okay, not only do they cite you if you speed, passing, breaking red light and things like that. They don't. Not only do they cite you, but they can also detect what area of the city that the traffic is getting ready to pile up, and if they know what that area is and what they're doing to find the quicker route to make sure traffic detour. And what do? They try to see the area that is getting congested by taking up the speed of the light changing those of you that are driving in a state, sometimes pay attention to your light, the changing. How long does it take from green to red, from red to yellow? You don't have to time it, but you will find out sometimes if you see behind you or ahead of you, see a lot of red, which is a lot of people stepping on brakes. The traffic light is getting ready to go bump up quicker, change quicker, so they get the traffic out of there. How do they do that? They have the control center where they have the camera, the monitor. Okay, for these cameras, it's the same thing the Ghanaians are doing. Let's watch. And I say we also have the ability to do that as Liberian. Let's watch. This is Ghana, folks.
Afrikiko Junction, Accra, Tema Motorway. Apollo in the Western region. The police is watching you. Over 1,000 of these cameras have been installed at strategic locations across the country. These cameras have made police surveillance more effective and giving a boost to fighting crime. Playbacks have also been very useful. In this particular case, investigation into a road accident.
Good morning, police emergency. How may I assist you?
These cameras are operated from emergency command centers in Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale that are now receiving a record number of calls.
When the call comes in, the system automatically generates a case form.
The case form is meant to solicit the essential information required from the caller. If it is a motor accident, are there any persons injured? If it is a robbery, are the robbers armed? And so on. All calls can be traced to where they are made. In case a call drops, the operator can call back. Once a call is processed, the information is sent to the dispatch section for patrol teams in the field. One challenge are prank calls that divert attention from real emergencies.
Prank calls must stop. In a genuine emergency, you may not be able to access our emergency command center.
Locating crime scenes promptly is another. Many houses and dwellings in Ghana are located on unnamed streets. This is being addressed by the new GPS address system, which is an integral part of the new emergency response system.
This command center is a milestone along the way of the transformational agenda that the Ghana Police Service has launched. The Ghana Police Service, as I speak to you, is about total number strength of 33,000. For the population of Ghana, the minimum strength should have been 56,000. At 33,000, the police to civilian ratio is 1:848, which is far lower than the UN minimum of 1:500. Therefore, the result to the digital intervention is meant to ameliorate or to mitigate the defect or deficiency or the deficit, which stands at 23,000 police personnel. This intervention, which is going to make it easier for the police to monitor crime and make it easier for people in need to get in touch, therefore making it more efficient for them to check crime, it's a welcome intervention.
There you have it. That's Ghana. Folks, you just saw the video. What is in this that we Liberian are unable to achieve, for which we have continue to have a constant, a daily traffic issues. I mean, is it because we're just not capable of performing? I doubt that. I doubt that. Liberians are so sophisticated and highly educated nowadays that it's unbelievable. So then what is the problem? It says the leadership that is incapable of pointing out those who perhaps might be able to move the system from one point to another? Or is it that we, Liberian, are just selfish to the point like, okay, I'm not going to help because there's nothing in it for me. I'm not going to get money, therefore I'm not going. Is that what it is? I'm just asking, folks. I'm just asking. This is very serious business. Okay. You go to Monrovia, you leave from here. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this here because first thing is, as an engineer, these things are simple. You see those things every day. Okay. And so I'm going to spend a little bit of time, but not engineering aspect of it, but just a little bit of time on it. For example, you leave from here, go back home. But before that, you're from Total, grew up in Total, spend some time in Monrovia. God help you, come to America, get a little WD or PhD, WEE, whatever degree. You decide you want to go back to Liberia to help. You're from Total. You grew up in Total. The car you get is a four-wheel. That's fine. So you decide you want to go back to Total. You're working Monrovia. These are things that you think now. You're working Monrovia. After a week, the weekend, you want to go back to Total, but it's taking you 2-3 days to get to Total. It's raining. You get stuck in the mud, sleeping on the road. By the time you get to Total, you're so exhausted, you're not even able to do anything for yourself, let alone have friends and relatives greeting and what have you. You come back to Monrovia. You come back to the state. Say, this is not good. You come back to the state. You're going from Rhode Island to Philadelphia, 6 hours. Stop to get gas, boom, you're gone. And then you think, why is it taking me 2 days to go from Monrovia to Toll Town? That's supposed to take at least 6-7 hours the most, even if you have a bad road. So once again, why are we having these kinds of problems? Why? You look at, see, this is what I keep asking my audience, those of you that are from Liberia. Most of you, and I'm just speculating, so if I'm wrong in your case, then I'm sorry. But I'm talking about myself. Most of us came in this country. You'll be lucky if you have $200 US in your pocket when you land there. 6, 7, 8 years later, look at you. You snap your finger, you can get a car anytime you want. Look at the house you're living in. Look at the things you have around you. Look at your kids going to college without you calling back home to mom and dad for money. And you want to tell me we can't solve problems in Liberia? You come in these people's country, you don't have no relatives. Even if you do have relatives, you're on your own after a certain time. And here you are. Look at your life. And I know some of, I'm not going to call names here, but I know some young people that were in Ghana. If you look at some of their pictures when they were in Ghana in the refugee camp, and you compare it to who they are today, and you want to tell me we can't solve problems? Liberians are some of the most enduring person in life. They sit down. Liberians that I know, they go somewhere. The first thing they find out is like, I want to make my life better. What are the procedures involved? If it means education, they go get it. If it means training on the job, they go get it. Just so they can improve themselves. By the time a year or so is over, they're at the top. That's who we are. Just look around you. Look at yourself. Look at your own life as a Liberian. Those of you that used to be in a refugee camp, look at you. You ride lawnmower. Ride lawnmower. You don't even use chapier anymore. Ride lawnmower to cut your grass. And you want to tell me we can't solve problems in Liberia? So then the next hanging point is, now that I've shown that, at least I have shown to myself, not to you, that Liberians have the ability to move from one point to another. Doesn't matter how difficult, but they have the fortitude, they have the mindset to move. Now that we can agree on that, I hope, then what happened? Why can't we transfer this type of behavior back to Monrovia, back to Liberia, where we'll be able to help each other? And these are, I'm getting ready to give you some of the reason, my reasoning. Like I said, and I'll continue to use Totem because that's where I'm from. You make it from Foya, you can make it from Cape Mount, whatever. But you leave from here. First thing, think about it. All of you, and this one I'm not even speculating. I'll go over the limb and put my neck on the chopping board. Most of you that are going to school or that have gone to school, every time you sit down in a classroom and the professors talk about something that is good, the first thing come to mind, how can I apply that to Liberia? Not how I can apply it here. The first thing you think about is to think about applying it in Liberia. That's the first thing that comes to mind. We all gone through that. So then, now that we agree that these things are happening, let me show you a little bit what I believe that is causing us problem. You live from here. You're from Foya, Totan, Ganta, Baka, whatever area you're from. You want to improve lives over there. But you want to do business or want to do something. But the length of time it's going to take you to do paperwork. And there are those that brought this thing up 2 years ago, and somebody shut me down and said, you can't talk like that. Because Liberia is a country of law. They have laws on the book that you have to follow. I agree. But sometimes they stretch it too much. By the time you're done registering whatever little company you have, you're going down the hill. By the time you start the business, your profit margin is already downhill. By the time you get your import license to get things from the free port, you're not even operating on a profit line anymore. You're operating deep inside of the whole business. By the time you look, nothing left for you to even keep up the business. You just want that to stop. So, okay, it's enough for me. Let me go back. You come back here, you start working. Time leaving you. You want to build a house up in the countryside. It's okay, I'll stay here and send money for people to build a house for me. The trust level for our own brothers and sisters is not even there sometimes. Why have we even thought of those kinds of stuff? Why do we behave to each other the way we do? You get something, the person wants it, instead of them to come and help you and say, let's move this to a specific position. And after that, I will help, then I will take over, and then we move on. This is how people help each other. Right there in Monrovia, the Fula people, the Lebanese, this is the behavior they have. That behavior have not changed. Ever since I used to work in a store, I used to be a store boy. But one of the things is the Lebanese man, young man comes in, the people put money together and put him in a store. So he sells whatever he's selling and pay the people. After he pay the people, the store belongs to him. In our own country, we can't do that. We'd rather have government agency giving contracts to Chinese, Lebanese, Ghanaians, Nigerian than to give it to Liberians. This too is the reason why we're failing. Because if you give me contract, I definitely want to go back to Total to bluff, to be honest with you. So if I'm getting the money, if I get a contract, when I'm done, I will invest back into the business because I don't want people in Total to laugh at me. And if I'm investing in the business, I'm paying taxes to the government. I'm also going to be employing Liberians to work with me. We, the Liberians, understand our country more than the foreigners. And I told you before, I had similar situation like that. It's going to be bumpy tonight, I told you. Where the Ghanaians, I just delivered a project to Liberia here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, a whole row. And when they finish building the row, but I told you guys before, I'm not going to tell you where it is, but when they finish building the row, it's right there in Monrovia. I did the design from here. It was difficult because my eyeball not there, but I told the guys to go ahead and do video and send me video. And I tried to play the clip of the video so that I would know the area, because as a designer, you have to know what the terrain looked like. And that was difficult. But with Google Earth and the picture, the video and the pictures and things, that I was able to piece things together just like an investigator. But the point here is a Ghanaian who did the survey. I never realized that Liberian surveyors, I don't even know if they have a surveyor in Liberia, because this Ghana man is the only man that I've been dealing with since. And what do they give you? They give you 3 points. Edge of row, center of row, edge of row. Then they move another 100 feet. What between that 100 feet is not going to be shown because you don't have survey for it. You don't have information to say here there's a tree, here there's people driveway, here there's cover, none of that stuff, because it's within that 100-foot interval. And you try to do a design on that. Nightmare. But I was able to impress the kids that I was helping me. Go and get it. And let me remind you, this is free, no money. I'm not taking a dime. What I'm going to be getting, the satisfaction that I'm going to get after the road is built. At least Samson Toe was able to help to put something down for people to drive on in Monrovia. I'll be so happy. But I'm also at fault. Why am I still here when they need me over there? Then the question then is this. You get there, then it becomes, who know you? What can you give me? I'm here to sacrifice, to give my own quota, whatever that I have to, and you want to say you want to employ me based on who know me? Then what's the point? I'm not going to beg for job. I've done the reason here is not because I'm proud, but the amount of time that I spent in school. I've already finished begging for job. The amount of time that I've spent working with the experience that I have, I've already finished begging for job. I'm not going to beg for job. I promise myself that. But that's besides the point. That this is not about me. It's about our country. So these are some of the reasons for me that I believe causing young Liberians the problem of now rushing home. You got more Liberians that are educated. You got more Liberians here in the diaspora that are technically savage, that the government of Liberia can really use. Because there's not one Liberian that you would tell me right now, if the government of Liberia call you and say, we want you to come and help, that you would say no. Especially you young men, you young folks. You will jump to it. You don't get me wrong, you're making more money here than you were making in Liberia. But for all that, the only person that's gonna complain most likely will be your wife and say, look at the kids we have. Why are you leaving? And the first thing that will come out of your mouth, I swear to God, if that's not coming out of your mouth, then you must say that. That's something to the first thing you gotta say, you will say, the people need me more over there than they do here. That's all we say to each other. But those who are supposed to utilize the services of Liberians here, they are not. They're going by friendship. And as a result, because he's your friend, and most Liberian, when we get somebody who is a friend, we sometimes try to put things on the other side. And it's not good. This is not a village. This is a country. You can't run a government based on friendship. And if you do that, this is what we get. Before I go to my main subject matter, let me remind all of you. And this article was written back in February 2005. The Minister of Finance, Samuel Toy, decided to somehow attack Dr. Family. And Dr. Family usually tend to ignore things, but there are certain things. I've been following this man for a very long, long time. There are certain times he would not ignore. So he decided to reply Dr. Tue. Samuel D. Tue. This is what he wrote, and I will read all of this one day. But listen to what he said back in 2005, and tell me if this statement that he made back in 2005, if this statement is still not holding. Let's read. He said, men like Samuel D. Twain are the rotten layers thrown out by the old and rotten society who want to relevant themselves by hiding behind a simple footballer who understand nothing, struggle for social justice in our country. Basically, you know the footballer. Basically, Samuel Twe, he said, according to Dr. Samuel Twe doesn't know anything much, but he decided to hide himself behind a popular footballer. And this situation is still happening. I will read that later. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Like I said, it's going to be very bumpy here tonight. I'll be opening the line, but at a very almost finishing the program, I will open the line for people to express themselves. But this is what we do here. We have our own expression of opinion and what have you, and then we're going to go on. Okay, let me go on. Let's talk. No, not that one. Okay. All right. First thing, let's look at this. Let's look at it. What they say here. This is from Front Page Africa. Well, Front Page Africa put out an article and said, asked a question, to have vindicated? And I said, no. No. If you read the report, which I'm going to be doing here tonight for you, not all of it, but some of it, Tua cannot claim vindication. He cannot claim that he's being vindicated. No. No way. No way. If we're going to be asking our own children to say you must take responsibility of things that happen in your area or around you or that you are responsible for, and you want to tell me Tua gonna say he's not vindicated, he's not involved, he's not guilty, whatever it is that he's being vindicated, I said no. Who was 12 in this money saga? The report. 12, number one, Minister 12, is a chairman of the technical group that they were put together to do the mapping. The central bank is member of that group. So who's ahead? It's Minister 12. So you want to tell me if you're captain on the field, if anything goes wrong, who you think the coach gonna find out from? What happened? It's not the captain. So why people are saying that Samuel Eto'o is being vindicated? No. If anything, if there's any guilt, Samuel Eto'o carry more than 50% of that guilt. He is the buck stop with Samuel Eto'o. I say so. And please spare me about Samuel Eto'o being vindicated and what have you. Again, let's go back to what Dr. Famler said back in 2005. If I was Samuel Eto'o and truly friend with Dr. Weah, I would ask Dr. Weah to relieve me of my position. Because Samuel Eto'o, in my opinion, is putting the young man in a bad position. Bad position. But I tell you this, having read this report, Samuel Eto'o most likely, I could be wrong, but most likely might not even end as Minister of Finance past June 7. Despite the request from the protester, I think Samuel Eto'o, if he really loves George Weah, if he really likes this young man, he would tell the man to relieve him of the position and find something else. You can't tell me that you're responsible for something, and then if something goes wrong, then you say I'm vindicated. How can you vindicate yourself? How can you say you're not responsible when you are the head of the whole program? Let me go on. Folks, like I said, it's going to be bumpy tonight. Let's go straight to the report. Okay, this is what I want to say about Samuel 12. People talking about he's being. That's my own opinion. I think Samuel 12 is just that. If you find guilt, Samuel 12 is also responsible for whatever happened with his map of money that I'm going to be discussing here. Part of which I'm going to be discussing. Okay, let's go. The report. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Before we do the report, let's just play a little bit of our commercial here, please. Just stay with us as we do a little commercial here because these people also support LIBERIA Public Radio. And so from time to time, we do their commercial. Let's listen into the commercial. And then immediately after that, we're not going to play the whole commercial. I'm going to play it later, finish it later. I'll just play a piece of it with just the introduction and what they're doing and what the program is about, just for you to know. And then I'll come back later to play it. But let's listen to that. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
We are called Affordable Insurance Business Center. My name is Harry Banto, and I'm the president for the business. This business has been around since 2015 when we established the business. We started on Woodland Avenue by 2015. We have just moved here 2018 September. Basically what we do here, we call it business center because we do almost everything that you would need for your insurance need and auto tie. First, we do home, we do auto, we do life insurance, we do health insurance, we do, as you can see, we do fax copied, we notarize document here, and overall, we represent PENDA. That means we do online title, registration, renewal. We do all of that for the public. So we've been designated by PENDA to do that. So the audience out there, we have the lowest rate also in the Southwest Philadelphia area. So people waiting to renew their registration, title, they can come to us. We will be able to help them. Also, our tax guy here, we prepare individual income tax every year, January through April. We divided into section. This is our waiting room. People that come here to see.
Okay. Yes, we'll come back to play that. Let's go on to the report, folks. The report, I'm going to be dissecting it in two fashion here tonight. What exactly? If you go into the report, you have to go in there with an open mind, and that I think I've done that. However, there are certain languages, and this is where when I stated earlier that Liberians are some of the smartest folks in the West African nation area all over, because they tend to do things by the book, which I really, really appreciate. I'm going to be reading okay, let me just read the title. Auditor General Report of Factual Finding. And there's a reason. There's a reason with this factual finding, and I'll go into that. I don't mean to bore you with the how they call it, accounting language and things like that, because I'm not an accountant either. But one of the things that I thought that I tried to do that would be fair for all of us, if I'm going to be talking about this thing, there are certain language here that I think I need to go deeper for my audience, for all of us to understand exactly why these people prepare the report like this, and what is the reason that they keep using the factual finding. Those of us that are not accounting major or somebody, the accounting people, they know. But for me, I have no clue. So I have to do some research. And now I'm going to also share my research with all of you. So it's going to be interesting, but it's going to be bumpy. Okay. So you go in there, they give you the acronyms and all that kind of good stuff. This is what I want. This is what I want us to pay attention to. They said background to the engagement. That's like the forward, whatever. Okay. They wrote a letter to the Minister of Justice and said, we're finished with our job, blah, 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 everything. But the interesting thing that I want people to pay attention to is the opening of their letter to the minister. Said, we refer you to our engagement letter of March 22, 2019, in which it was agreed to perform an or to perform an agreed upon procedure. That's a very, very interesting language. Agree upon procedures. Don't pass by that, because this particular, in fact, they announce it. AUP is the fulcrum of this whole report. This particular word controls the report, controls the outcome of the report from them, not the outcome by the justice minister. And that's the point that I'm going to be getting into you for us to understand that. Don't, when you read it, don't just go and see what this is in relation to the US 25 that $25 million map up exercise mandated by the Technical Economic Management Team, for which, in fact, let's go here. Let me go straight to this team management and who they are. Let's go. Okay. Chairman, Technical Economic Management Team. Chairman, Honorable Samuel D. Twe. And you're gonna tell me, say he's vindicated? How? Show me. Okay. Co-chair, Nathaniel Petrie, whatever his name is, executive governor. Okay. All they have members, all these things. Okay. So if anything goes wrong, and we will see that here, don't tell me you don't hold, you don't have anything to do with it. If Samuel 12 will claim that he's being vindicated, then I think he's one of those young people growing up into a town. When people are dancing and things like that, you want to start trouble, you just take small rock and throw it. Then who throw a rock? Then you fold your hand as though you ain't got nothing to do with it. Then I think that's exactly what Samuel 12 have done. He set up these people, this stuff, did this. Then when Samuel go around, he said, me, I don't know anything about it. You're captain of the team, please. I'll come back to that. But I just want to show you that. Okay, now that I've told you the controlling factor here, interesting, and I will go into that. Let me just go into the background. I'll drop straight down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth paragraph. The second sentence. This is what it says. It says GAC, which is a General Auditing Commission, set forth conditions relating to the conduct of a forensic audit and an agreed upon procedure AUP agreement. The government, folks, this is the interesting. See, these are some of the reasons why Samuel 12 is standing on this to say I'm not involved, or I'm not guilty, or whatever it is. This is the reason. The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Justice, Attorney General, opt for an agreed upon procedure to be performed on a US $25 million map up exercise. Not forensic, but agreed upon procedure. What is let's folks, I put some time in it. I want you to follow me, please. What is this agreed upon procedure? What is it? So I went out to find out what is an agreed upon procedure. CPA firms have the capability of providing a whole suite of services to their clients. Besides audits, one of the services you may be familiar with is agreed upon procedure. This is a procedure that is set up by the county, and I'll go into that. Let me just go straight into the okay. An agreed upon procedure engagement is a service in which the CPA is to report finding. What did they say here? Factual finding. You can't report conclusion. These people, that's why I took time to explain to you guys some of the reason why people don't want to. Even some people don't even want to be bothered, because it seems like our brothers and sisters don't want to be sincere with everybody. You're talking $25 million that Liberians are concerned with. And then you, as a justice minister, and the auditor general explained to her. She went there, or he, whatever the group went, and explained to the government. These are the procedures. You decide which one you want us to use. And I will explain forensic here. In fact, I don't want to step behind myself all over. So just bear with me. Now that you know the procedure that they use were agreed upon by the Liberian government through the Ministry of Justice. They selected that agreed upon procedure. And what is it? What is the objective of the agreed upon procedure? Oh, my people. And this is what frustrates me. It's not necessarily finding people to go to jail. But if you do these kinds of stuff, then you give people a minister to a cover for him to hide on it if he has done anything wrong. In fact, because of this agreed upon procedure, which have given these people the auditor coming out and not making any kind of conclusion, because that's the procedure they're going to be following. Let's read what that is. Okay. It's an agreed upon procedure engagement. It's a service in which a CPA is to report finding based on specific procedure agreed upon beforehand. And there's a lady, that's the letter here. The government of Liberia, through the Minister of Justice, Attorney General, apt for an agreed upon procedure to be performed. So the government of the Republic of Liberia have already decided this is the procedure we want. Now, why do they want that procedure? Let's watch. Folks, like I said, I'm not putting pointers tonight, okay? The procedure I agree upon in advance and can encompass a wide variety of topics which we like to refer to as subject matter. Okay, so that's it. But let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. The procedure I agree. Okay. Some example of such APU agreement that our firm from payroll. Okay. But this is what I want to bring out. Folks. The procedure are determined by the organization and may be as limited as extensive as desired. So the government of the Republic of Liberia decided they wanted limited. Okay, these are the kinds of procedure, appropriate procedure. Procedure characterized by a specific action using sampling methodology to select item to which the procedure will be applied. Okay, and here is what the people don't want you to do. Procedure defined with vigor or ambiguous language, such as elevated, analyze. In other words, those who performing the work cannot come out with their own their own okay, they can't come out and give their opinion. Okay, so that's what they did. But here's the other interesting thing. Now that I'm not giving you the whole thing yet. Okay, inside this agree upon procedure, here's what they also wrote. Our engagement was undertaken in accordance with the international standard on related service ISRS 4400 applicable to agree upon procedure. In accounting, if you're doing it and you're going to be using a agree upon procedure, you have to have certain standard that is applicable based on the international standard. And what is that? This is the one that controls all of these people's stuff. But before I read that, let me read to you what is why they decided not to go with the forensic audit. Why a forensic? Now, what is the forensic audit? And those of you that are accounting, you please just cut your thing up because I'm chopping it all over here tonight. So please forgive me. But if you're not accounting, just like Samson told, follow me. Why a forensic audit may sound like something exciting. You hear about all crime drama like Law and Order, CSI. The truth is a little more mundane. A forensic audit is the process of reviewing a person or company financial statement to determine if they are accurate and lawful. Forensic accounting is most commonly associated with IRS and tax auditing, but it may also be commissioned by private company to establish complete view of a single entity finances. Okay, forensic audit are used wherever an entity finances present a legal concern. For instance, okay, well, to give you all of that. But forensic, if they wanted to know, because in the forensic auditing, the auditor not only just do fact finding, but they report not just the fact finding, but what are some of the things that perhaps are not legal and legal. They will give that as their opinion. In fact, according to them, most of the forensic auditors are also criminal justice people. They investigate. So apparently, the government of Republic of Liberia decided, no, we don't want that. We want an agreed upon procedure, which the government, gonna set the rule. Folks, you do that to us and you expect people to believe you. You do that to us and you expect people to respect you. Then it's difficult. It's very difficult. This is Samson to Labrador Public Radio. Let me go now and finish my commercial quickly because there's something else I want to set up here quick, and then I'll come back and finish this program. Samson to Labrador Public Radio. Stay with me.
Or to see James or to see my producer, that means another agent. They will have a seat here, and then later on they will be called back there, and then we service them. So if you want to come with me, I will show you the rest of the area in our business area. Here is my other desk. Actually, it's for my producer, but she been gone for some couple of months. Her name is Salima Mohammed. That's her desk from the state of Pennsylvania. So these are authorized licenses to do auto tag business license. So I will take you back to all kind of licenses that we use here to. So for example, these are our in-house prices. Like somebody coming to make copy, it's 50 cents. Fax is $1. To receive fax, $1. We scan document printings as well. So a lot of people will come here that need to scan stuff. You know, the business we're in, people got to trust you. So the trust also comes from your background. So this is why I want to give my background to my own people, those that don't know me. Like I say, I'm Harry Banto. I'm from Liberia myself, but I've been in the country about 27 years. And like I said, I was in the medical field. I work in a...
Okay, we'll continue to play this commercial segment by segment so that at least our brothers and sisters will be able to understand. But anyway, so the reason why the government, I believe, decided to go with the agreed upon procedure rather than forensic, because in forensic, the law enforcement going to be involved. If anybody is responsible of making things that are not lawful, they will be reported for prosecution. Simple as that. Whereas in an agreed upon procedure, the accounting, the people that are responsible, the auditing general, they give you finding of facts or factual finding. And then the people, the clients, it's now their responsibility to decide as to whether they want to punish those who perhaps have done something wrong. In this case, they said no. Okay. And I told you already where the auditing general decided. I'm going through these terms so you will understand the background. From the beginning, when the president decided that he wanted to do this, they brought these people in. The auditing general did not hide themselves. They said, we have several procedures we can use. And these are the procedures. You choose which ones you want. And they decided, the government of the Republic of Liberia decided to go with the agreed upon procedure. So the funny thing here is, if you go through of the entire document, they didn't tell you what was the agreed upon procedure between the government and the auditor. They didn't say what was the language that was used. They just leave it open. Well, you leave it open, I'm going to interpret. Okay. So let's go to this standard. But here's what they do. They said, look, we're giving you this based on the international standard. And they call that ISR 4400. And here's what ISR 4400 tells you you need to do. Okay. All right. Here's what it say. International Standard on Related Service 4400. The purpose of this international standard related service is to establish standard and provide guidance on the auditor professional responsibility, an engagement to perform agree upon procedure regarding financial information is undertaken, and all the form and count of the report that the auditor issue in connection with such an agreement. Okay, now let's go to the objective of this. The objective. Listen to this, folks. This is the whole thing. And I'm going back again to say what these people did, especially the Minister of Justice. I think from the beginning, they have decided from the beginning that it doesn't matter how it turned out, Samuel 12 will not be touched. Why do I say that? For them to pick this type of procedure, and then we're reading that Samuel 12 was he vindicated. For them to even ask that kind of question, that means they've already decided. Because if not, people will be report out now. Why is it that Samuel 12 still holding the job? So apparently they already. But I'm saying that not just yesterday, they decided this fact long time ago. Objective of an agreed upon procedure engagement. The objective of an agreed upon procedure engagement is for the auditor to carry out procedures of an other nature to which the auditor and the entity, Republic of Liberia, and any appropriate third party have agreed, and to report on factual finding. What did they say here, folks? I'm just doing myself a favor. What did they say here? Auditor General report of factual finding. They're not here to make conclusion. They're not here to say who has fault. They give you factual finding. Okay. Then they say, as the auditor simply provide a report of factual finding of agreed upon procedure, no assurance is expressed. In other words, the auditor cannot say, these are my opinion. No. Instead, user of the report access for themselves the procedure and finding reported by the auditor and draw their own conclusion from the auditor work. And this is what I'm suggesting, folks. I said the conclusion was drawn from day one that Samuel 12 and his people are not going to be responsible no matter how this thing turned out. Interesting. I'm trying to lay out the groundwork because I'm going to be doing the report for a while. But I want you to understand, okay? I want you to understand. Now, this is the other interesting thing. Now, this particular one referred to people like Samson told them. The report is restricted to those parties that have agreed to the procedure to be performed, since other unaware of the reason for the procedure may misinterpret the result. Oh well, Samson told I'm gonna misinterpret the procedure. Who cares? I'm giving you as it is. If you wanted to, you should have gone with forensic, so we can tell for sure who did what and who did wrong, and not to come out here to tell us say whether he's vindicated or not. Samson told LIBERIA Pub Radio. Okay, now that we have laid out the groundwork, let's go to the nitty gritty of the report itself. It's a Samson told LIBERIA Pub Radio. Okay, all right. So the report break the thing down in different options. Okay, and I'm going to go on to say the procedure will perform to assist you in evaluating the validity of the $25 million MAPA exercise, which are summarized as follows. Okay. We report our finding below, he says. Okay, they say. Procedure 1. The auditor verifies meanings, resolution, and other policy document to determine the level of authorization for execution of the map-up exercise. Now, this is the crux of the whole subject matter as far as I'm concerned. Okay, listen to that. The team, okay, the team meeting. The team meeting provide to the auditor did not include meeting for the month of November 2018. Why? I don't know. The meeting covered the month of July, August, September, October, and December 2018. The meetings provided by team were not signed. My people, you're talking $25 million that you're going to put back into the market. And now, here in the United States, this is just something. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But I'm glad these people are doing these things. The next government that are gonna come to power will know that Liberians are so sophisticated nowadays you can't fool them. Here in the United States, in the diaspora, those of you that have these section organization, counter organization, when you're having your conference, teleconferences meeting, don't you always record that? You do. And when you're having to report the meetings, don't you also go the next meeting and say, these are the meetings? Anybody have correction? After that, the secretary have to sign and make that meeting into an archive of the organization. What's wrong here? You have a meeting of an important issue and you're telling me nobody signed it? And you want me to say, yeah, go ahead, you did well with my $25 million? Please, let's go on. Okay. The Central Bank of Liberia board meeting. The metrics document to mitigate the exchange rate pressure mentioned in the meaning of the core meeting by the board of the Central Bank of Liberia presented to was not dated. My people, this is the government of the Republic of Liberia. This is the government, the same government that I will continue to praise. But this is the government that is completely messing up. These are people highly educated. You can't find any of them that don't have master's degree. Highly educated. But they're going to do these kinds of stuff. And this thing going to international community. They're reading it. Just how much I'm reading it. And the bank, the board where people like Washington sitting on as member. Not board, but this the team. And they're going to have a meeting. And nobody cared to say, is that thing signed? Are we going to put in the record? Is that going to be part of the record? Washington back in this mid 70s, late 70s, 78, 79, just before the Rush riot. Wilson Tapper was my I call it accounting teacher at GW Gayson. And this man, when he comes to class, oh my goodness, by the time he's done teaching accounting, you want to find a way to overthrow the government of the Republic of Liberia. Those of you that know Wilson Tapper, you know what I'm talking about. But here he is. Is it because he's old now? My goodness, folks. What, are these people taking them for a ride? What is this? What is this? What is this? Let's go on. Let's go on. Okay. They said the people didn't sign anything. Member of the central bank board resolution number blah blah blah. Member of the board of central bank board of governors approved the amount of $25 million to intervention. $25 million intervention to enable the government to intervene in the foreign exchange market and to mitigate the volatility in the exchange rate to maintain broad stability, which is good. Good. But how do we do it? On July 16, 2018, the government of Liberia, represented by Honorable Samuel D. Twe Jr., Minister of Finance and Development Planning, and the government central bank of Liberia, represented by Honorable Charles E. Salivi, acting governor of the bank, enter into a memorandum of understanding for the bank, CBL, to use portion of the international foreign exchange reserve in the amount of $25 million to set up its intervention in the foreign stay with me, in the foreign exchange market to mitigate the volatility in the exchange rate and maintain broad stability, blah blah blah. That's okay. All right. The two-page standard opening procedure developed to guide the conduct, my people, two-page standard to guide the conduct of people who are going to be operating this $25 million, 2 pages. That means perhaps they don't even have anything or chat or anything. 2 pages. I don't know what kind of how many paragraphs, whatever, what 2 pages. Okay. MAPA Extra did not address the issue of monitoring. Yeah, that's why 2 page. That's why they have 2 pages, because they don't even say anything good. Let me read that again. The 2-page standard operation procedure developed to guide the conduct of the U.S. $25 million MAPA exercise did not address the issue of monitoring, segregation of duty, etc. My people, we in trouble. We in trouble. You're going to spend something to $25 million. And you even put in place a procedure to say, you, John Brown, this is your job. You, this is your job. You do this. You do this. This is the amount. Nothing like that. You expect the people to carry these things out based on trust. That's fine. But eventually, so if you don't have these kind of things written, how do you report? And where do you you think we're drinking water in our noses anymore? We're Liberian, for Christ's sake. This is not 1980 something. Young Liberians nowadays, by the time they're 25, they got 2-3 masters. They're educated. You're not gonna fool them. What makes you think you can just do things you want to do over there? Whoa! If this is what being exposed under Dr. Weir, I hate to see what was happening under the Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. I told you this is going to be rocky tonight. Jesus Christ. Okay. All our policy document. The bank memorandum of understanding with government of Liberia. The MOU also indicated that the government of Liberia shall reform, and this is the interesting one, reform the bank of the amount used so as to restore the reserve portion on or before December 31st, 2018. that the Liberian dollar received by, yes, folks, this is what, and I went through this. This is what really gonna, this is why I'm predicting that Samuel 12, most like the pressure that gonna come from the international community, Samuel 12 most likely will not end the second term of first term or even 2 years. I think Dr. We are gonna tell him, so can sit behind me and advise. Listen to this. Let me read. This is very interesting. And I'm not going to yell. I'll calm down. Okay. The memo of understanding also between the government of Liberia and the bank, the Central Bank of Liberia, okay, also indicated that the government of Liberia shall reform the Central Bank of Liberia, the amount used so as to restore the reserve portion of the reserve position on or before December 31st, 2018. And B, interesting one, that the Liberian dollar received by the central bank from the intervention US $25 million MAPA shall be sterilized until there is a broad stability in the exchange rate for a period not less than 1 year. And you will find out here very quickly. The 1 year ain't even over. They not put the money back in there. You make an agreement and you start breaking the agreement. And these are people, and then lately, they've been asking Liberians to put money in the bank. You're doing the kind of thing. You want people to put their money in the bank? If I were in Liberia, I myself, I'll put my money under the mattress. Why would I want to? The banking business based on trust, for goodness sake. And you're being exposed like this. Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you think this is a magic show? These are people hard-earned money. You know, the protests coming, it's going to be more people, but there's a reason. There's a reason. Some of us are kind of hesitant to support it, but I think these brothers and sisters have recognized this thing a long time ago. And look at people who are supposed to lead us are not doing a good job. Are not doing a good job. The meetings of teams show that team mandated. You see that now? Listen, you mandated government of Liberia to carry out the MAPA exercise and also authorize the bank to reinfuse the MAPA fund into the economy after a certain time. Part 2, count 4D of the government of the Central Bank Act requires that the central bank shall have the functional, independent power authority to conduct foreign exchange operation. Okay, if this is so, then what is the reason of the technical group getting involved? Why don't you just go ahead and give the bank, the central bank, the $25 million? Since they have, according to their board, according to their rule, they have the authority to do such. But you couple this with the chairman of the finance minister being the chairman. They all mango procedures, and then they decided to mango and just throw it to us like that. Overlapping function. The functionality in Liberia between the finance minister and the Bank of Liberia, according to overlapping. Why? I don't know. Okay, let's go on. 2. Procedure 2, authorization from the office of the president to the central bank. Factual finding, not conclusion. They will never tell you that they're making conclusion. The auditor general, there's nothing in here you will see. They will say conclusion. Factual finding. Left with the Minister of Agriculture Justice to say, based on the factual finding, we are concluding. They've already done that anyway, months before this thing started. On Monday, July 16, 2018, the President of the Republic of Liberia, that's Dr. Weah, by the way, of Liberia, through an address to the nation, announced the immediate infusion of US $25 million by the Central Bank of Liberia into the economy to map up excess liquidity of Liberian dollars. Makes sense. We agree. The process is flawed. I'm not Auditor General. I don't have I can agree upon procedure. I am making conclusion because I'm not part of that agreement. So I'm entitled to make a conclusion, and I'm doing so. Let's go ahead. Let's go. The central bank signed a memo of understanding with the government of Liberia to use a portion of the international foreign exchange in the amount of $25 million to intervene in the foreign exchange market to mitigate the volatility in exchange rate. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, let's go on. Procedure 4, authorization for the opening of internal account exclusive for the map up exercise. Factual finding, no conclusion. I, Samson, to make conclusion. The Auditor General comes out with factual finding. The central bank authorized, approved, and established of a special escrow account on July 19, 2018 to hold map up Liberian dollars in accordance with this central bank procedure. They say they're going to go buy the Liberian dollar, come and put it into the specific account. Okay. There was no corresponding United States dollar account open to hold. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. They opened an account, escrow account for Liberian dollar, but the US $25 million, no account open for that one. Where you going? Where that $25 million going? Why you open account? You open account for dollar for US Liberian dollar, but you open account for US dollar. So because when you open, on a very serious note, if you open an account for Liberian dollars, you will have paper trail. If you open an account for US dollar, you also gonna have paper trail. And to avoid that speculation, that is, I'm entitled to make conclusion because I'm not part of the procedure, agree upon procedure. So therefore, I am making conclusion. As a result of now opening an account for the US $25 million. As a result, we don't have paper trail in most cases. Let's go on. Samson to Labron Public Radio. I'm on it tonight. Let's go. Let's go. All right. There was no, okay. Procedure 5. The auditor will request that the bank statement of the foreign reserve to authenticate the transaction relating to the map of exit. The Auditor General now did not note any transaction with narrative on the international foreign exchange account held with the Federal Bank of New York that is related to the US $25 million map. Nothing. No paper trail. I told you already. Where are wasting your time for? No paper trail. Okay. A letter dated April 22nd, 2019, from Executive Governor Nathaniel Pedro III revealed that the bank operational fund was used for the. Oh, let me read that again. That's interesting. A letter dated April 22nd, 2019, from Executive Governor Nathaniel Pedro III revealed that the Central Bank of Liberia operational fund was used for the US $25 million map up exercise. Eh? Wait, you say? I thought they went to get the money from New York. So why they taking money from the bank operational fund? What? No, what you say, Mr. Toh? Jesus Christ. What's the reason? And now you're going to tell me somebody, the person who's the chairman in charge of the map up exercise, you're going to tell me he's vindicated? I doubt it. But that's what they're telling us. That instead of they use that, but they also use. And so how do they come? How do they account for the bank money that they use? How's that play? You already told us you use, so most likely they use more than $25 million, because they didn't tell us how much was used from the bank operational fund either. They didn't say that. Okay, the fund used for the map up US $15 million for direct map up and $2 million auction to Total Liberia Inc. were traced to government. Oh, okay. I take it back. I take it back. Nah, I take it back. But wait a minute. If I wrong, guess that wrong. I big yeah. Well, do you might hear for you more? I big yeah. Anyway, the fund used for the map up map up US $15 million for direct map up and 2 million were traced to the trace were traced. You know what trace is? I mean, you follow something, no paper trail, but because you got A, B, C. Okay, let's connect A to B, from B to C, nothing in between. I'm right. I apologize to nobody. Well, if you're using pure money, then the people say they trace it. I beg you, man. Trace to the government, to the central bank operational vault account. Okay. Procedure 6. All right. The auditor will interview person from whom he/she may deem necessary to obtain information relevant to the authorization of the mapper. Governor Perry indicated to the auditor general through a document review questionnaire that the map up exercise were authorized by, guess who? The person who they say is being vindicated. He authorized that. And how now you're going to tell me that you're being vindicated? Let's go. Come on. The chairman of, I ain't even feeling from my mouth. The chairman, Minister Stewart, indicated that team did not issue the government. Whoa, take time, Samson. Don't rush this, because this is getting interesting. This is getting interesting, folks. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, after they say that fact finding that the governor indicated that they authorized by the team, which being chaired by the Minister of Finance. Okay, the chairman of the team, Minister Samuel D. Tward Jr., indicated that team did not issue the Central Bank of Liberia a written instruction for the map-up exercise. Rather, the map-up strategy was authorized by the team. Huh? You didn't give them instruction, but you accepted their strategy. Huh? And you're running the Minister of Finance in Liberia? Huh? How does it work? You didn't you approve for me to use your money. You didn't tell me how I'm going to use your money. Who's going to be using your money? I can't say this is how I'm going to use your money. Then you say, okay, my people, it makes sense. It makes sense. My people, it makes sense. You tell me. I can't tell you. Or you come to me and say something. Go ahead and use my money. I say, okay. But you tell me how to use the money. Then I come to you and say, oh, by the way, I'm going to be using your money, but this is how I'm going to use your money. Then you say, yeah? My people, what is this? On a very serious note, I'm not talking about people just coming from Town. These are highly educated folks. These are people that have been around money for a very long time. These are people that deal with banking business for years and years. These are people that deal with international banking. You want to tell me with these kinds of stuff that is happening in Liberia, those of you that are in banking business, can you do these things in international banking? Is that part of the banking standard? We're in trouble. Serious trouble. How do we get out of this? I don't know. I'm reading. Okay. Minister Tua indicated in his document interview that the team authorized the Central Bank of Liberia to reinfuse the mop up Liberian dollar into the market through the commercial bank. You say you agree with, you see this thing? The people stepping all over themselves. You want to tell me, you told us that you agree with the people strategy, but now you're telling us that these people give you strategy, and in that strategy they give you, there's nothing in there to indicate how they're going to reuse the Liberian data they're getting. You now telling them how to reuse it, and you say you didn't give them instruction. Your Honor, could you please instruct the witness to be truthful with us here this evening? Could you please, Your Honor, the witness is refusing to tell the Liberian people the truth. Your Honor, please tell the witness to tell us the truth here this afternoon, so at least Liberian can have some peace. Jesus Christ. Let's go on. Okay. The team and the central bank did not provide ooh, I hate that. Here we go. The team and the Central Bank of Liberia did not provide evidence of authorization to reinfuse the map up Liberian dollar into the economy as per the memo of understanding. These people start violating their own rule from day one. I'm wondering as to what these people think, say whatever they do, it can't come out. My people, if this is what we have, then we have issue. To be honest with you, if this is what we have, then we have issue. Let me go on, and I will start reading. Once I do the chat one here, then I'll let it. I'll do the other one come Monday. Governor Prey, per his document interview, indicated that after team authorized the reinfusion of the map of Liberian dollar, stated in November 2008, due to complaint from commercial banks and customers during Christmas season. Okay, people were complaining, we ain't get money. Okay. Disbursement. This is the interesting part. Please share this part. Call people to come and listen now. This is interesting. How do they disperse the money? All of the things that I've been reading and making all that noise, that's just procedure. And they were making things up. They don't have no document signed, nothing good going. But here is the disbursement now. The people getting ready to share the money. They're getting ready to. The people should have even called me, Mr. Toll. Yeah. You want $2 million? I can send you $2 million. Who will not want $2 million? Let's watch. Disbursement procedure. Procedure 1, it says. The auditor verifies criteria used in selecting the beneficiaries to determine if they are consistent with government, with the Bank of Liberia, the Central Bank of Liberia policy and procedure for the $25 million map out exercise. Factual finding. They don't make conclusion. I keep telling you tonight. All these things I'm reading, no conclusion. Those are factual finding. They didn't make it up. These are things they can back up. Whatever that I come out with, mine, since I have no agreement with the Minister of Justice to say I agree on the upon agree procedure, no, I can come up with my own conclusion. I'm entitled to that. I'm not part of their procedure factual finding. No. Okay. Factual finding. Documents provided by the Department of Research, Policy and Planning at the Central Bank of Liberia recommended for the FX action to be conducted. Now let's see what FX is. What is it FX is here? Because they give us an acronym of these things here. Okay, FX, foreign exchange. Okay. Recommended for the foreign exchange auction to be conducted with businesses in this category. Okay, they're setting up now. This is bad. Now look at it. Look at the way they portion this money, and tell me as to what are, even as bad as it looks, how many Liberian, true Liberian businesses that they were dealing with. Look at this. Major importers 60%, small Liberian businesses 25%, and foreign exchange bureau 15%. To apportion the $25 million earmarked for the MAPA exercises using the rate of Liberian dollar one US dollar to $1.55, which was approved by the Deputy Governor of Operation Honorable Did he now go to jail here a few time ago? Oh, that case, that different case. Okay. That money case. This one that money case. Okay, let's leave it. The Central Bank of Liberia Foreign Exchange Sale Auction Rules and Regulation. Reviews revised September 2013 identified the following as participant eligible to participate in this auction. Namely, here we go, commercial bank, licensed foreign exchange bureau, other businesses and members of the public. Whoa, my people, you go. We die. Whoa, my people, you go. We die. Eh? You're gonna do a map up. $25 million you're gonna put in there. You say, and members of the public. So what? Liberia. Wow, my people. I'm laughing, but this is not funny. No funny matter. Okay, let's go. They said they inviting member of the public. Okay. The banking department of the Central Bank of Liberia disbursed the United States dollar in ratios of 51.8% to foreign exchange bureau and the remaining 48.2% to major importer and small business, contrary to the approved recommendation. You see that? They're making rules up as they go. And that's why this boom got stuck in their throat, because they didn't follow their own procedure, which was the flaw in the first place. Because one minute the minister of finance said we're not giving them recommendation, and then another minute they're accepting their category. Then another minute they say, okay, do this. So they're stepping all over themselves. So that whole system of thing is flawed. But here now, they started the paperwork they set up for themselves. They're jumping over that and start making things up as they go. And you want to tell me almost Samuel Twe is not responsible? Who's then responsible for these kinds of behavior, my people? Who is responsible? If anything was to happen, who's responsible? Let's look at it. The banking department of, okay, I read already. Procedure 2. The auditor confirmed the names, entity, telephone number, location, and the amount transmitted with the beneficiary to determine the legitimacy and accuracy of the transaction. This, my Liberian people, is what we've been waiting for all night. All the other one, them that's just pepper soup on something, but this is the cassava leaf. I give you an example, and somebody is watching me now. That the person related to the person I'm going to be talking about, but I'm not going to call his name. But anyway, the person is also related to me. So there's somebody who's watching me who is related to me, that all of us were related to this person. But anyway, this guy back in the country, according to the story, that was before I was born. Anyway, but I saw him. I knew who. I mean, I've seen this guy, but when he was very young, old and whatever. But anyway, handsome guy. So this guy, back in the countryside, folks, sidebar. I will come back to this. Back in the countryside, when my father, then when they were growing up, people used to have a song that a specific generation group teenager, they get involved and started singing in that particular song. And then once they go at night to play under the moon, that's when they started deciding who gonna marry what. They all started dating, whatever you want to call it. And this guy was so handsome that the women were all over him, but he refused because he was handsome. He didn't want to be bothered with all these people. So as they got older, every one of those people from that generation, from that time, they all got married. He too got married. So one time he went hunting. True story. He's my uncle. I know him well. My mom, well, every time when I talk about it, my mom can get vexed. So I know this gentleman that watching me most likely gonna get vexed now too. But anyway, the guy went hunting. For some reason in that area, he's a hunter, but he got missing. He couldn't find his way coming back to town. For 2 days, he was in the bush, nothing to eat. So as it's happening, he came somehow and got in the village of one of the ladies when they were growing up that he used to turn down. And this lady, she got married, got kids and all that, but she never forgot that. So when the guy came, but the lady was aware that this guy was missing. So when the guy came, he said, "Oh, we're glad you did. What happened?" He said, "I've been lost for son." He said, "You hungry?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, let me cook for you. Let me cook." So the woman went cook. Now here's the story. Now, according to the story, over the year, people keep adding their own. They said the woman went cook. When she finished cooking, she put her rice in a bowl. Then she put cassava leaf over the rice. Then she covered it with some more rice. Then she put okra with all the cuckoo meat, cow meat, it's cow skin and all. Then she put some more rice. Then this time she put some flour sauce and things. And she has a different type of layers. I think about 4 or 5 layers. So the guy, having eaten for almost 2-3 days, he grabbed the bowl. He went boom, boom, started eating. So when he finished the first layer, he said, "Oh, what happened here? Oh, another layer. Let me eat a little bit more." He went. So when he got to the third layer, at that time, he started choking because he needed water. So he said, "No, before I come, let me go on to the fourth layer." So he went boom, boom. He got into the flour sauce, and the layers. So when he really was choking now, he called the woman in. Say, "Yeah, okay, in our darling, you can say, 'Give me water.' But instead, he called the woman in and said, 'Give me baby.'" Because he was choking. So the one said, the intention of the two. She knew exactly he needed water. One said, "What? What you want? Not that one, you, not you. I know you it's bleeding. I'm married to you. Why am I giving you baby?" The man started really choking. So eventually people came and took him to the water side and saved his life. But the moral of the story is, when you admire people, don't try to make up stories. Don't try to reject people, because eventually you're gonna get cut. And this is exactly what these people they thought by doing these things on a very serious note. I just thought I'd throw you sidebar here this afternoon. But on a very serious note, these people decided to do these things thinking like Liberians were not going to be sophisticated enough to find these things. And you don't do that. You don't do that. And these people are quite aware of the level of sophistication about Liberia, especially young Liberians. There are Liberians, young Liberians, who are reading these things, who have professed, some of them, CPA, WPA, they have accounting degree upon account. When they look at it, they kind of boast. What kind of nonsense is these people doing to us? They're angry. You can't do this. This is not right. But let me go on. Now that I've given you Samson To's story. No, but this is a very true story. This is a very true story. You need say nimble. Okay, you say you that and you got no you got. By the way, let me go on. So the requested document, 25 million, blah 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 blah. Okay, now they're gonna find out now. The Auditor General also confirmed prior to the field visit the name, location, and contact of each beneficiary as per the list submitted to us by the Central Bank of Liberia. For the period July 17 to October 26, 2018, the Central Bank of Liberia recorded US $15 million as the amount sold to 281 businesses and foreign exchange bureaus by direct markup, while US $2 million was recorded as the amount sold to total Liberia through special auction. What do you mean by special auction? Well, that's a problem. The following exceptions in Table 1 were noted during the field visit. Now, this is the interesting thing. Exception note. Entry listed by the central bank but indicated that they did not participate in the map-up exercise. Folks, the central bank listed 15 entities with the amount of $441,769. And these people, when contacted, this is a serious one, folks. When contacted by the auditor, these people said they have no knowledge, never participated. The central bank listed 27 entities that participated in the map-up exercise per Central Bank of Liberia record, but did not register per Liberian businesses registration. These 27 companies have no business registration in Liberia, but yet still there are people in the Central Bank of Liberia identify these people as businesses. How can you do that? Okay. Entity that the amount for that was $702,680. Okay. Entity that participated in the map up exercise per central bank record but did not answer or reply to our telephone call and text message, 52 of them. And this one is a huge $1,092,272. 52 entity. Central bank said with the people who participated, yes, they have contact. They called them 52, and none of them answered the phone. None of them return text. What kind of business is that? My brother. Entity that participated per central bank record in the map up exercise but were not in operation during the field visit. 8 of them. Total amount 163,000, and these are US dollar now. Amount received US dollar. This is not Liberian dollar. Okay. 163,466 or $46. Okay. Folks, this is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Let me now see if I can open a line. Mr. Nathaniel Crypok, will you please pin my number? Let me put it on there. Please pin the number for me. I believe the number is 236 something. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Oh, we tried. Okay. I got a number. Oh, and I'm falling down. I know government official laughing at me. You got a fool falling down. Why you can fall down? Okay, let me put a number there again. Okay. 916 Okay, 9131236. Now tell her, cry, if you can pin this number, I would appreciate it, please. All right, folks, give me a call. Give me a call. Let me put my stuff on. Okay. All right, we're ready. Okay. So there you have it. That's my number. Give me a call and let's hear what you have to say. Perhaps you're probably going to say Samson too. You're full of it. I got no sense in you reading it and making all that noise. The government library, they're doing well. They're doing well. So leave it alone. Okay. Give me a call. The number is there. If you can't see it, it's there. Mr. Cry, please help us out. We'll appreciate it. Okay. So let me go on while I'm waiting for your phone call. Let me continue. Let me continue with the process here. Okay. Procedure 3. Now, this that I just gave you is a very serious one. The Bank of Liberia, Central Bank of Liberia, told the auditor these people participated in this process, and some of them said they don't. 15 of them said they have no clue. $491,000, 769, no clue. 27 people, they said but no register. They're not. They called it the Central Bank of Liberia. Right, they have their name as businesses, but they have no business registration with Liberian government. $702,680. Entity participated and replied, but they contacted them. The central bank contacted them, and they didn't reply. They didn't text them. 52 of them. Now it's a huge amount. $1,092,292. Okay. 8 of the other businesses, they were not in operation when they investigate, well, whatever it is when it started. So 163,000. Okay. These are money that people supposed to use to build roads and things like that. And then Dr. Weir the other day complaining, the protesters are coming in, they're going to use the money that they're supposed to use for a road. Now they're going to use it for security. Look at the map of stuff. No, you can't get the money back. Okay. Procedure 3. The auditor will verify activities of the transaction on the account. Factual finding. There was no corresponding United States dollar account open to hold US 25 million. I told you already, because they don't want to have paper trail on it, to be drawn from the International Foreign Exchange Reserve account for the purpose of because they don't want nothing. The total of $50 million reported by the Central Bank of Liberia as the amount used for the MAPA exercise was drawn from the Central Bank Operational Vault account instead of the International Foreign Reserve account as per. Okay, so what happened? So you're going to take the $50 million from the 25 million and put it back into the the bank operational account? If that's the case, tell us that. Okay. Okay, so the operational vault account, okay, account of the Central Bank of Liberia hosted several other transactions in addition to the amount used for the MAPA. Procedure 4. The auditor will verify the account records and underlying account and records in the relation to the disbursement of funds to the beneficiary. Factual finding. The money used from the vault daily and disbursed to beneficiaries from the bank United States dollar operational vault was not posted to the bank account system in real time. They take the money out, they don't even register it. They go use the money after that, then they come back and register it in real time. For example, money taken from the vault between the period of July 17, 31st, 2018 was not posted to the vault until August 1st, 2018 in lump sum amount. So you see what I'm saying? They can go in and get $5 from there, $10, $20, then they come back. Okay, 5, 20, 10, 30, 35. There's oh $35. So how do we know it's 35 when you don't even have any of this thing written down? The lump sum amount posted without support. Look at that kind of thing. That's just exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said, folks. These things are very frustrating, man. I'm telling you. Okay, the lump sum amount posted were without supporting schedules. No document to support that. I wonder the children really. I wonder they did some five fingers and stuff that to something that don't belong there. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I better not even put that in public. Let's forget it. All pre-numbers cash issue note used to record cash supply to health teller for onward disbursement to team leader were not processed to the vault account. Proceed to the okay. All pre-number cash return note for United States dollar not sold for a given day were not processed to the vault either. You just see what's going on. The people go out to give the money, the excess money that is left over. When they come, they didn't process it in the vault account. You know what? They didn't put note that say we took out $10 today. We used $5. The other $5 we didn't use it. The other $5 back we put it. They didn't do that. They said they put it back, but there's no record, no supporting record. Team 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 were developed in the field, and their payment record reconciled with the cash officer vault record. However, Team 6, stationed at the Central Bank of Liberia payment record, did not reconcile with the cash officer vault record. Folks, here it comes. Okay. Okay. They got a people name here, but you can the team 6. They couldn't reconcile $121,711. They couldn't reconcile that. Team 2, they got $1 issue. There was variance of 1,466,783 between the summary list as a beneficiary and the detailed report per beneficiary and prepared and submitted by the. Okay, let me stop here for tonight. I will stop here tonight. We'll stop at 2.46. That's where we're going to stop tonight. All right, folks. This is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Like I said, it's a rocky time. And we'll do this again Monday. But I encourage you also to go and do a little research about the terminology used in this report, so at least people will be able to see what's going on. So please go and do some little research. What do you mean? Well, whatever. Okay. Like I said, I don't expect you guys to agree with me. That would be foolish of me to expect that. I expect you to vigorously disagree with me, and I like the way we're doing it with civility. That's a welcome. That's a welcome exchange for all of us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. I don't expect you to agree with me. But anyway, folks, I've been out here now for quite a while, and it's time to boot out of here. Okay. Join Mr. Soul on Sunday, where he will give you more of this, I'm sure. And you, as usual, you will get somebody from Liberia to come and lay out for you as well. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. We want to thank all of you for this wonderful Friday afternoon, staying with us all throughout. Not that you don't have anything to do. I know you have a very busy schedule. But once again, please, before we go wrapping this up, we're asking you to please stay safe. If you have to go anywhere, give yourself enough time. Don't rush. Don't rush. What Liberian people say, hurry, hurry, bus traffic. Don't do that. So take your time to go. And continue to pray for each other. Our country needs prayers. Those of you that saw Mr. Costa arriving in Monrovia, I thought it was spectacular. I thought it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Uh, I just hope that most of those people that was there to turn out for him will canvass for him when he's ready to run for the 2023 electoral position. How do you call it? Representative position. So I would like to see this young man in the representative because in the House of Representatives because he most likely might shake the tree and change things. So I too will once he's ready, I will do what I can to support him as well because I think he most likely gonna change a lot of stuff. And the young lady Yuri, I think she also will do some stuff. I think to be honest with you, CDC really needs some serious opposition. Okay, see, not opposition insulting people, and that's not the kind of. I mean, opposition that would challenge CDC leadership, challenge them in terms of how they carry out the function of governing in Liberia. So CDC needs some serious challenge. So those of you that want to challenge CDC, it'll be nice to do so. It'll be nice to do so. Anyway, let me quickly excuse myself as the night is fast spent. So we'll say thanks to all of you, and we appreciate it. You guys tuning in to us here tonight. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And all we try to do here is just read these documents and see if it even makes sense to some of us. And if it doesn't, we say so. It doesn't mean because it doesn't make sense to me, that means it doesn't make sense to you either. No, that's not what I'm suggesting at all. Far from it. I said me, it doesn't make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense to you, then you and I are on the same boat. But I don't expect that, 95% of the time. I expect you to say, no, that won't make sense to me, Mr. Cho. Mr. Cho, because you're not an accountant, therefore it doesn't make sense to you. But me as an accountant, it makes, those are the kinds of conversation that I expect to get. And I think our brothers and sisters will continue to do that. And so we say, thank you, thank you. You see, if we have this kind of engagement, civilized type engagement, discussing issue, the fighting of our brother and sister back home, we'll be successful. We'll be successful because through discussion, you find solution. You don't find solution by being quiet. For me, and now let me just wrap this up and go on to my president. This whole thing here, Dr. We need to take to the airway. This is not time to say, well, I don't let talking business. I don't do too much talking. No, you're president of the Republic of Liberia. You can't say you don't do too much talking. Too much talking is your business now. Football is not your business anymore. Your business is too much talking. You tell us what's happening. You tell us what should we expect tomorrow. How the government functioning. Give us these little details here and there. Not every day you need to come on air, but at least in a stressful time like this, we expect to hear from you. We expect to hear from you. As a father of the land, as young as you are, you're still the father of the land. We expect to hear from you. Not just to say, oh my God, I don't let talking business. No. When you say you don't let talking business when you're president of Liberia, here in the diaspora, you're president of Liberian community, the kind of talking you can do. You think to lead Liberians is easy? Lead Liberians to lead us. It's one of the most, as far as I'm concerned, I've never been a leader before, but I've seen these young people who were trying to lead us. It's one of the most difficult tasks that a human being can take, as far as I'm concerned. to lead a group of Liberians because we all think we're lawyers. Not only do we think we're lawyers, we elect you, and then all of a sudden we say, you can't do good job, we're going to do better than you. These are the kind of people you have as our leader. These are the people that you're leading. That's who we are. We elect you. 2 days later, we think say we can do better than you. So take it. Don't say I can't talk. Talk to us. Let us know. Samson told LIBERIA Radio. I'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, 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 wonderful. Oh, how can I forget? Today is the 16th birthday of my son, Sensei To. The young man that used to hold my, do my camera. The young man, I don't even have his picture of him. Okay, well, I'll do it Monday. The young man that was running my my camera here, the young man that helped me to build this studio, just turned 16 today. A little bit about my son. When he was born 16 years ago, you know how children, when he was born, he was big, real big. But you know how when children born and then the doctor slapped them at the bottom and then they start crying? But would not cry. But never cry. At night, he won't even cry. But go see him and he can't shut up. The other day I went to see him playing football. This is man that was so timid, running over people, knocking people down. It's his age group now. I'm thinking to myself, what is he? Comes home. Because his brother, Prince, who is also a bodybuilder, if you see PT To, Prince To, it's my son, bodybuilder. But his brother, big. He was just here a few minutes ago. Big guy. You know, in fact, he just wrote a book about bodybuilding. And I'll put it up here very shortly, sometime. But when he thinks that he's going to have a competition with his brother. And I told him, you do that, Prince going to knock you out. Because he always promised to knock you out. I'll knock you out, dude. But he just turned 16, and I say happy birthday to you, Sensei. We appreciate it. At 16 years old, and you're not giving us a lot of issues. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Sometimes we try to tell you what the right thing is going to be, but the fact that you follow moms and follow family to church every Sunday, Bible study, you don't miss that. This is the thing that build characters. Keep it up. Bible build characters. True story. Bible build character, good character. So keep it up, my son. Appreciate it. This is Samson To, LIBERIA Radio. I want to thank all of you again. Let me get out of here. Say good night to all of you. Folks, good night.
Alice Bachi. Hachi Wao. I say we ma olu ma no. Jambaija wala wala ma wa Yabaya mode. Sheri brown boy Yabaya. Sheri brown boy Yabaya mode. Victor Rance Yabaya. No pass no. Chijabo. No mare mo wa ya we. I say we ma lo tobi. Hachi Wao. Kamekuwa kanomde. Nyamwe yarbe. Tio, wawa. Wawa swau. Toba inoa, sona chile, chule chuka. Wawa. Ono sia wema o. So kwa ma, dia banyo tobi. Yo me, atia baija, wela we baby. Marisi no se mo ba ya se keno. No be yo wa e kuna ko. Wela te wedio, moteonya. Asia nyamu. Mama pobia ma pobi. Aude pa o. Eke do please get on me. Mbia vola power, c'est pas. Je peux champion. Wela nyama me o mo e. Si o we ma o. Resi pa ko ko yoka. Hey nyamwe o. Sheri brown boy Yabaya, mon petit mitera. Tiyo ma Yabaya, atia baija wala wala boy Yabaya, mon teka. Atia baija wala no benyo yechi Yabaya. Ega de so moji betu atia baija. Do je ya mo bata wala to bata. Mama pass. Mari si rosi we ma se mo malu wo yeble. Ke abanu jai. Wala nyama se la banyalu. Tiens ye de ki no suzel ke. Marisi ke brown boy Yabaya mode. Yabaya. Ela te Yabaya mode. Yabaya. Nama se la ba no Yabaya mode. Ao te ikwayo. Ao. Ke paso kwa ya pawo. Marisi ni ba. Victor Rance. Chijabo. Ase we ma chijabo. Senior Danes. Kwa we oba. Ole wo gba. Ole oba, do blombi apalua, chijabo. Male se rose we ma o, wa we a chijabo. Ole oba, te weji, wa fweke. Nyonda wenu yo, se we ma o ole oba. Kasu, 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 kasu. Mondi.